Number 2. I'll be damned. Alright. Let's start here. Can I have the... How do I use this? Okay. Alright, so today I'm going to talk to you about factors to consider when choosing a job. This is my own personal opinion on the matter. I have my own list of priorities to take care of, and so if you guys have a different opinion, we can talk together backstage later. But okay, so these are my 4 most important factors, my own opinion, not in any order of priority. So I have income or salary, there's a difference, work-life balance, and measure of self-competence and passion. So I'm going to go over each single factor, going to try to define them in the best way I can and show you why it's important. The first one is income, which unfortunately I did not make the distinction between salary and income like my brother did. But like he said, I'm going to take his one, and it is it's everything. It's the profit, the investments, the rents, payments, whatever that you get, plus the salary from your job. And this is a big thing because you need money everybody knows you need money to live. With money, you can obtain the necessities in life, such as food, shelter, electricity, internet, your smartphones and whatnot. Those things, you gotta have it, right? Also, but it's also for the other stuff that you need. Maybe you want to have a higher pursuit in education, something in entertainment. I want to be a video gamer or something like that. So money is important, right? Moving on, to prevent you from overworking yourself, you know, because there's some people out there, they dive into work, they stress themselves, they put a lot of effort into it, and they get a lot of money. Sure, that's good, but they end up having this really negative and stressed lifestyle, and believe me, nobody wants to be stressed. So what they need is work-life balance, right? So they need a clear balance of work and life. When I talk about life, it can be really anything. It depends on different people. But it could be leisure, it could be life with family, it could be, you know, with friends or whatever, I don't care. But there needs to be a balance in that so they don't overwork themselves and end up in a ditch, right? So, moving on, a measure of self-competence. Basically, this is asking, okay, am I fit for this job that I'm going to take, right? It's asking about experience, about skills, and about the level of education that you have. Let's say I want to be an English teacher. I'm going to talk about my experiences, right? So maybe I have experiences in teaching in the past, right? I have skills in public speaking, I'm a very confident man, something like that. My education, let's say, I graduated 12th grade, I'm probably qualified to teach those guys, something like that. So I ask myself these questions, see if I'm fit for the job, right? And if the answer is yes, that's awesome, right? I'm fit for the job. But ultimately, I think a factor that matters a lot is about passion. You see, your work takes up a large portion of your life. So you gotta ask yourself, do I love that job that I'm doing? And if I don't, do I hate it? Because if the answer is yes, I hate the job I'm doing, that's like hating a large portion of your life. And nobody wants to hate on their own life. That's like wanting to kill yourself. It's horrible, right? So to answer this question, we can ask an even deeper question, which is how much effort are we willing to put into the job that we were asked to do, right? How far are we willing to go, you know? And we could ask ourselves, why do we love that job? Is it the people? Is it the stuff we do? Is it the things we learn in that job? Or is it just the salary? Who knows, right? But we have to ask this question to truly see if we love that job or not. Anyway, moving on. This is a matter of prioritization. This matters because you can't have a solid list of priorities in the same way every time. Depending on your circumstances at any given point in your life, you may have different priorities. Let's say I just graduated, finished all my studies, right? I am now financially supported by none other than myself. So the job I'm looking for would prioritize income because I need food, I need house, I need electricity, and I need money to buy things for my work, right? So I'm going to prioritize money. But let's say I work a little bit more, and I have enough money to keep my finance stable. Then I'm going to go for work-life balance, you know? I don't want to overwork myself, and I want to have my own personal time, right? And if I can even go further, I could go to consider, my dream job, my passion, what I love to do. Like my brother said earlier, professional wrestling. We love to do that kind of stuff, And it's a tough job too. But we know we're financially stable now, and we have a pretty decent work-life balance, so we can go for something that we love. But of course, all of this wouldn't be possible if we don't consider the factor of self-competence, which is basically how much we fit for the job. So, depending on who you are, different people have different needs at different times, so you would have different priorities. Anyway, to conclude, we have 4 factors: the money, the passion, work-life balance, and the measure of self-competence, not in any particular order, and it will depend on who you are at what time. Thank you for listening to my speech.